Welcome to the Wing Life Podcast, where we talk about wing foiling and the lifestyles of those who enjoy this great sport. Do we have to? Oh, this is our New Year's episode.
Wow, Happy New Year!
What? Happy New Year, fellas.
Yeah. Wow. It's already different this year. There's some parawingers in the air. Are
there? I see one just behind.
So.
That must be Balls. I think Balls is doing some sort of a flip just behind you.
Could be possible. Yes. I mean, it's almost his birthday yet. I think when the episode comes out, the birthday was yesterday.
Oh, hey, happy birthday, Mr. Balls. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
So, Parawing. What in the heck is that?
Wow. Parawinging?
A small paraglider for fun.
To enjoy waves in the water, to experience somehow the ocean or the lakes in the little swells we have. And making some extremely adventures out in the water.
Now, can we say how long this thing has been in the making? How many years back?
Parawinging or paragliding?
Well, paragliding goes back quite a ways, but do you guys know the initial concept of parawinging and kind of how somebody thought that attaching a foil would be a good idea?
I just remember I saw the first time this kind of pocket wing. And this pocket wing you were holding in two hands. And I think the first person I saw was Cynthia. And Cynthia was the first woman who had this kind of pocket wing and tried to make these downwinders with the pocket wing. And at the beginning I was thought, this thing doesn't go really upwind. It's just going downwind, and it looks at the beginning a bit struggling. And so at the beginning I was like, is this the future of downwinding? And now we're here, and we're super happy that we have Cynthia, who had the first experience with this kind of pocket wing, and now we can do also upwinder and downwinder.
Yeah, it's come a long way. Like, what was your first version like, testing behind the scenes that you guys were working on before you decided to put something out? Was there a lot of work on bridle and lines and length and shape and all of that kind of thing that went into the making of it? I can only imagine, right?
Yes, I mean, at the first time I was trying, I used a training kite. So I had like a 2 square meter training kite. And I needed a lot of wind to get going. But this thing was so nervous. I just thought, that's nothing which will help me to go upwind and downwind. And that's how it started on my side. And then suddenly Patrick came up and he told me, hey, I have something like a Parawing.
Yeah, we have 2, 4, 5 or 8 years. We have built a small paraglider in single skin design for a school project by us in the valley. And I built a sample I Rawham and built a sample for this model paraglider. And then this goes to the school, and then their work that built there in the school. And then
really?
the first
Yes.
Parawing for a completely. I think you have seen the green line, the color. Who is Baltz is riding a lot of time with this, and it's really high aspect, and this completely designed for not for pulling you forward, throwing you for the glide, or it's a paraglider, and this is a little bit another construction for we will glide with the paraglider, and the Parawing we will drive, we will
bring you
push
up,
forward, bring you up, and and the beginning was a
journey.
Was the last 3 months I have only the Roger is everywhere,
main focus.
everywhere. Yeah,
Dreaming about Roger.
I have
dreaming about Parawing.
And on the beginning was Michi and Pals. Yeah, we must build easy, not too much gadgets on this. This was easy, and then we need. One day later, you need a deep power system. On the next days, you need this and this and this. And 1 week later is now we have too much. Now it's too complicated.
It's too complicated. But yes.
Yeah, with harness and harness line and everything. Yeah. That's.
It's really exploded. Like the imagination, what a Parawing should do. So really, at the first, it just should go upwind and a bit downwind and pack it away. Super simple. But then we thought, maybe we need harness lines. We need to connect somehow to a harness to go easy upwind, and we don't have to hold it all in the hands. Mm-hmm. Then we need a kind of depower system that we can really depower the Parawing. Then we thought about less lines. Then we figured out, maybe more is better. Then we had issues with performance. So in the end, keep it simple and surf. And we had the Roger, which is our first sample of Parawing, which we're pretty happy at the moment. Yeah, and it's like we started this project like in August, like with the yellow Parawing, and then Patrick came up suddenly after 3 days with the first sample of the Parawing. He has something in his mind how the shape should looks like. Like he wanted to reduce the aspect ratio a bit compared to the yellow one, so that it gives them a bit more control. And he also has this knowledge from paragliding and what or how he should build it, like all the parts together and all the bridles, how to fix them together. So he was really quick building his first Parawing.
Yeah, this was the pink-white one. And this was I drawing this at the evening at my home, and then I go on the next day to my small factory here in Engelberg, and what they have for material here to build a small pocket wing. And then we have material here for paraglider, for ultralight paraglider, and then I think I come for the first sample. We do this with this light material. And then you see on the videos from balls with the bubbles from the front to the back. The completely wing goes from the front to the back, make bubble, and this is too light material. And then we have changed the material to a stiffer material. Now it's the shape and the profile. The top profile is a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think anybody can use it if they just want to go out for a wing? Like, what's your target audience for this kind of a product?
The target audience, I think it's not the beginners who wants to start water sports. So it's really something for people who have knowledge in water sports like winging or windfoiling or kitefoiling. So if you are used to water sports, I think you're pretty quick learning Parawinging. I mean, I think if you have someone who's teaching you a bit, you will learn it in a day. So it's about somehow someone's gonna explain you how to do, and the other part is the gear. So it needs like really proper gear, like a big board, maybe a downwind board or a bigger mid-length board, which has maybe 20 to 30 liter more than your weight. Then probably use also a bigger foil. Like I started with a pump foil, so I could go easily in light wind.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and for the Parawing, we recommend not too big, because then it's harder to turn. So that's why we decided to first make also a sample in 3 square meter, which is easy to control and has enough power for starting in with big foils and big boards.
Yeah, because I have so many questions. I saw a couple. I was giving a lesson yesterday, and I was on a 3-meter wing and a 72-liter board. So I think it's 5 feet long. But how do you, obviously for kiting, like you play within that figure eight kind of thing way above you, you dip the kite down, it generates a good power within the movement. How do you do that with a Parawing? Because he was trying to pump it like a wing. That wasn't working well. Then he did these mini figure eights, kind of like little movement, quick darty. And I was watching him while watching my client, because I was fascinated to see how he was going to get up. He got up for a little bit, but then fell. So is there, especially for teaching that, right? Because I'll teach wing foiling and stuff.
Yes.
But how do you generate power if you're slightly underpowered?
That's a good question. I mean, as designing part, I think Patrick made a bit longer bridles compared to the first sample where it was super short. And this helps you to generate somehow also with power and gives you enough control also with the longer bridle part. And the other thing is, like, technically you pump less with the hands, so you pump more with the legs. So I rather would start just holding the Parawing in one hand and then pumping with the leg, and until you get a bit lift, and the Parawing starts to pulling you, then you can start pumping out of the water, and you will probably manage easier to get out the water than just with pumping the Parawing, especially when there is a small Parawing. I think with bigger Parawings, it would work better. I mean, we are now developing, Patrick made a 4 square meter, and already the bigger size, it's easier to pump because it feels a bit more with wind. And maybe you have to ask why it's better. He's more the designer than me.
So ideally, I guess then you're going in conditions where it will initiate, like pull within the foil, lift within the foil. You want that thing to drag you and be fairly powered. In essence, to learn, it makes more sense, right, Patrick?
I think the first part before you go on the water with the Parawing, you make training on the beach or on the you need a small area, a little bit wind, then you learn handling the Parawing. That's the same what we do in paragliding. We go ground handling. Say this ground handling. You go on an area with a little bit wind, and then you play with your paraglider for the feeling. And when you can this do with closed eyes, then up in the air. Then you have the feeling for the glider. Paragliding is not looking. You do not paragliding and you fly here and look at at your glider. You will see a little bit the mountain and the country, and then you feel your paraglider. You feel when is the paraglider to collapse or before collapse. You feel this on the brake, and when you learn to control you Parawing perfect on the beach, then you have a lot. It's much easier when you go.
So I think he has the most ground handling experience because he has always to test it, to adjust some bridles configuration. I think he had already more time changing bridle connections than somehow winging or parawinging in the water.
Or my first test on the water was I was a lot of time in the water. More swimming than winging. And the thing is, the Parawing was every time in the air.
Yeah.
When I crashed out from the board in the water, the Parawing was, the hand was up, and the Parawing is every day in the air. The Parawing was no time in the water inside. This is the feeling.
You don't want to have it in the water. I mean, keep as long as possible in the air, so there will be no struggle with any bridles or any problem with bringing up the Parawing again.
Yeah, let's talk struggles.
The problem here,
is there a way for water to get out of there? Does it just feel like a bag? Are there safety concerns?
Sure, there are. I mean, when it's in the water, it's wet. I mean, we had like on the Parawing 2 different colors, so pink and blue. So the pink part is the leading edge part. So we already know which part is the leading edge. So we can grab the leading edge out of water, and then we need to first bring the water away out of the Parawing. And then you can just, bring the water out of the Parawing and bring air inside, and then you can throw again, and it fills up again with air, and you have already power in the Parawing.
Okay, and it dries pretty quickly.
It dries pretty quickly. Yeah, I mean, it don't have to be perfect dry. It just needs to be away from water, which is weight, and you don't want to have weight on the canopy or on the material of the Parawing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is like the Parawing is swimming. So if you let go the Parawing, it swims. So if you have flat water, it stays where it is. When there are waves, probably it can be gone away from you, because then the waves will pick the Parawing and bring it to the beach somehow, or somehow you will lose it. That's the reason why we also have kind of a safety connection to our bar. The safety connection is connected to the center part of the Parawing. Like you have like different layers on the Parawing. That's the A, B, C, and the steering line.
The front one is the A, and the B, C, D, and the brake on the
trailing.
We connected it to the C lines.
And obviously, all that's coming from paragliding. There's nothing much new there in form of technology, or did you guys have to develop stuff because it's so much closer to you? Or
we know on the paragliding we can do a B stall in the air. Thus we pull the B lines, we turn down, and then goes the glider, flight not more forward, only goes down. The glider is completely open, a little bit smaller, or we go only go in this position down. This is when you are in a storm or but everything you will fast down. And this is the same system what we build on the Parawing. This is the same. You make a B or a C stall, and the profile makes collapse.
So there's no chance of me in 35, 40 knots getting lofted and going for a little paragliding tour, or is that a possibility? Just in case.
No, about the overpowered situation, I had around 35 knots, and then the Parawing was just pulling me, and you have all in the hand, so you cannot depower the Parawing. And then I was struggling a bit. I thought like, okay, how I can get up on the foil? I couldn't get up because it was pulling me always over the board downside. And then I thought, oh, now I would like to have kind of deep power where I can just bring it down somehow and can be safe. And that's the reason why Patrick came up with the idea, oh, let's make a safety just in case something happened, that people can pull the safety line and bring the Parawing down, and there's no power anymore. And you can bring back your energy, and when you're fine, you start again. So you can bring this safety from the safety line to you can connect to the belly leash or something, and then you can drop it and you're safe. And we just wanted that people are safe and secure if they want to go out in really strong wind. I wouldn't recommend use it in light wind. I mean, then the Parawing, when you drop it, it's always depowered and it's down. But when it's overpowered, then it can be dangerous somehow. And that's the reason why we have it, just in case.
And is that something unique to, because I don't think I've seen others, right, with a bit of that safety system. For the most part, it's just a bar and lines and that's it, right?
No, we haven't seen yet. So far, we're first ones, I think, with this kind of system, and it's a kind of safety, and maybe something for the future, but we don't want to tell you.
That's fine. That's fine. After, tell me after we're off the air. Yes. I'd love to see that.
No, we're part also in developing further at the moment, so there is something in our mind for that, and we better take a look now at it.
There's a lot to consider, right? Like there's a lot to consider with innovation, whereas you have to test absolutely everything, not only for functionality but safety, And in case something happens and you haven't looked at that scenario and then somebody gets it, we do appreciate the time and the effort that goes into R&D and testing, because there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes for somebody who just goes to the store and picks it up and has a good experience or a bad experience. There's how many hours do you think? Like, it could be 2 or 3 years with stuff in the background before it gets even ready to start getting put out, right?
True. No, I mean, as Patrick already said, the last 3 months we were just thinking only in Parawing.
Yeah.
And this was not in the plan of the year.
Yeah, it was not in the plan.
The year was completely full, and we have working 3 months on a Parawing. This year had not 12 months. This year had 50 months by me.
Yes, I mean, Patrick was working every day on Parawing and thinking of how we can improve and bring a new development in it. And we already have like new prototypes. We think like, wow, that's already a game changer. And yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we tested everything. Like this low kite with Gong having two, we also trying to do this. And yeah, we're not sure where it goes, but
yeah, we have a lot of fun with the videos of other brands. We looked at, this problem this guy had, this problem we have for 1 week, and now the problem is
it's really interesting to see people having also the same problem like we have, and yeah, I think also they will develop. And yeah, you've just understand it when you use it once in the water. Why is it like this and why it's not like this? And yes, I mean, you have to go into water and test it. And the good thing is, like, Patrick has his atelier here. He can make the Parawings here. He can stitch something together here in his kind of factory. So that's a really benefit we have. That's why we went so fast in developing.
And we have 50 minutes to the lake.
Okay, so what you're able to do is go test, come back, fix, go back and test, fix, and then continuously evolve this thing as to what you want it to be, rather than shipping it away. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think next time we do this when it's in summertime. In winter, 4 hours in winter with wet lines, and you must be nuts. Open and close, and your fingers and all is that's horrible. That's horrible. By really. 25 degrees is absolutely great. By 0 degrees is the Bridles is frozen and the knots open, and
that's part of your marketing right there. Regardless if you're in the sunny Caribbean or minus 40, this Parawing.
Or minus 40. Yes.
You tell
minus
Carl
40. Hopefully never. Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
No, it's really worth the work we do here, and yes, we enjoy also the work we do because it's something new and makes us happy, make other people happy. So that's the goal.
I was just talking to a company owner. He's a buddy that I know, and he was saying that he felt the future of freestyle winging was going to go back to what it was like with with unhooked kiteboarding and stuff. And he said, wait and see. It's going to be insane what these guys pull out. And I just started seeing, I haven't been on Instagram too much around Christmas, but I did see like you both and Balls pulling some stuff. And it's like, okay, let me try this backflip and let me try this. And he's like, I told you, this is coming.
Yes. Yes, I was talking with Balls, and I thought, finally we found a sport where we don't have to go really freestyling, so we can enjoy the waves and just cruise around. And then, we saw Kylie and we thought, fuck, now we have to do it as well. I mean, I thought, Balls, a day after, he was calling me, hey, let's do it. And then, okay, let's do it. So he was in Brazil, he did it. And one day or 2 days after, when we get wind, I tried it as well. I thought, okay, now I have to do it. But first I went downwinding. So I enjoyed a really nice session. And now I should do also this backflip. So I did. And somehow, it's like, well, where it goes next with this Parawing. Now, with this unhooked feeling you have, like on a wing, when you do these handle passes with back mopes, we have seen already Marlo doing back mopes with his low kite. And yes, I mean, the the horizon is huge, and I'm curious where it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and there's
very.
we think the sports goes in two directions. We think the basic idea was we cannot paddling. This is
Yeah.
not easy, and with a wing push on the wave, this is much easier. And this was
That was the goal.
this was the goal. And then by us on the lake, I push Michi to the water when it's the wind low and the wave is small. I say we must testing of it's work. What's the angle in the wind, and then I see more time for time. It's not only for go downwinding. This toy makes fun to ride with them. And that I think this was in two or three directions. One is only a simply stupid pocket wing, an air pocket wing to go in waves, pocket in and ride the waves. And we say Mittel zum Zweck. Was heißt das?
Yeah, it just needs to go for the downwinders. When you go from A to B,
Yeah.
that's the first person who's going to buy this. And then I think we're going to have the second group, which will do upwind and downwind and enjoy the lake somehow, or go to unexplored areas and make downwinders there. That's like the second person. So it needs to have performance in going upwind and downwind but it has also to have an option to stow it somehow super easy and simple. And then the third one, it's going to be maybe the freestyler, maybe the racers. So
yeah.
it's going closer to this kite surf feeling, I think. I mean, racing I think in the future we will have races in Parawinging, and maybe we'll be also faster than wing. So because we could go better upwind angle, I'm sure we're gonna have better upwind angle with this Parawing, and so the area is really huge. We have so many options also in Parawing, so I'm curious where it goes.
And this on the
With yours, is it only in the hands? Do you have a little line that's fixed to a harness? Like, how is that connecting to people?
Like, how you mean connecting to people? Like,
sorry, like, are you just holding it in the hands, or is there a harness that actually hooks up to you to go upwind or downwind, or is it just like holding in the hands with no harness lines or no harness hookup or anything like that?
I mean, we test different connections. So the simplest one is having in the hand and then go as much you want upwind as you can, but it makes you tired. And then we made or connected just a harness leash to the Parawing, which, I mean, we have not as much space in the Parawing handle compared to a boom from winging. But
True.
the reason is because we want to also pack the small handle from the Parawing easily. So then we decided to make a simple connection, just probably a kind of rope, and then you have enough space to hold, but you can also connect with a harness to the Parawing. So I think the harness helps quite a lot to relax, because you can hook in to the harness line and then you steer just with the backhand the Parawing. And then you can make easily these downwind journeys if you go upwind and downwind. And yes, I mean, I think Balz really loves that kind of way, because then you don't need to travel a lot going to a spot where you just go downwind. It's mostly have to do a lot with transport organization, and without or with the harness you can now go upwind easily, downwind easily, and having fun in a local area.
Okay, so harness then is an option as well. Do you ever think it's going to get inflatable like the kites, or is that just it's the ability of storing it away is what is the main thing with this, right?
Yes, at the moment, yes, but for sure there will be other options in the future, somehow inflated. I mean, what we know from other
Yeah,
I mean,
we have built a 7 square meter prototype with the rammer system to test. Or this is not a pocket wing, this is short kite. This is or we have a sea on the lake on the first test. This we must work on. It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
It's really this the single skin when you release the handle with our system, this collapse, this no pull you forward. The small, also the 7 square meter double skin rammer short kite, or what we will ever just call this. This when it goes in the water, the air is inside. This is inflate, and you have to full push.
On the Parawing,
and you can and you can with the foil board. You cannot pressure. You cannot stop with the kite board. You can pressure in the water. Then you have air pressure in the kite, and then you can restart. And there is the problem when you're on your downwind board. You cannot make so much
resistance that you don't go down,
and then you have not the wind brings not the energy to bring the short kite up when it's in the water. And this is Michi call me out of the lake. You have the key of my car. It's okay. You have the key of my car. You can only when
I thought that's such a stupid. No, we have now this system, right?
Or you have a lot of power. Also, this thing when we go in the direction to the race in the future, then I think that's the right way with a lot of power. Or we must do a system for this. The system was his safety.
So it'll be the same as the revolution for kiting, where it went from a 2-line to then power systems to like everything. It will have to be the same thing.
And this is the big problem with the deep power system when we go similar to the kite.
Yeah,
kite you have long line. The kite can a little bit fly on the air on the back side to the right side, and this is stable in this range. When my wing do 2 meter to the left side, then is on the ground. And this is the problem with you cannot a wing on the deep power. We have a system where you can hold with one line and the wing stand on when come a little bit wind from left or right or from the little bit turbulent from the wave, then he goes a little bit back and left and right, and when it's too much, then he goes so much left that the wingtip goes in the water or something, and then struggling the wing or the time for the long lines. This was we have not done that.
Yeah, I mean we go close to this direction that we are close to kiting, huh? So, but we have to say like there are some places in Switzerland where it's forbidden to kite because of mostly of the long bridle systems. And with this Parawing, I mean, we should call it wing and not low kite, because when we call it low kite, then we're banned, because then it's kiting. And that's the reason why we will bring it more into the direction of winging with short lines, so that some spots can be driven by these Parawings without any problems.
And looking at the safety, because the first thing that comes to mind looking at the safety aspects would be if it fills up with water, and this is across the board, if it fills up with water and I get stuck in my lines, can I get dragged down? Like that's one conversation, but you're saying there's a bit of a release, so that is a little bit safer in that regard. Because if one with no release and it just feels like a rock, it could drag me to the bottom if somehow my wrist or somehow my foot is tangled in the lines.
It can happen. I mean, we're doing water sports. We're doing, I mean, not super risky sport, but
or if a shark eats it, like if a shark just jumps out and grabs the Parawing, we're done. Right?
And you get tangled in the Parawing, then you're gonna have maybe a nice ride. Yes,
it'll be like a ride out to sea. That'd be all right.
Yes, with the dolphin, it would be nice.
Yeah, the dolphin would be fine. Yeah, okay. Oh, if it holds the bar, yeah, there you go. But no, I guess those are just questions, and because it is so new, and I think I've only seen 3 or 4 people do it in Mexico. It's still like 90% kite, and then there's a lot of wingers here, maybe a handful of windsurfers. But I saw 2 or 3 guys. I'd love to get my hands on one because I'm about 5 kilometers off the beach. Even though I have surf wings, I'm curious with a slightly bigger surf wing whether or not I could get it going and just do a cruisy ride down.
Yeah.
There does look pretty fun, especially if you could just store it, go into some waves, kick out, and then repower it again. Have you tested? Obviously, a friend of mine had it in Toronto, and he was saying onshore was a little hard, especially if you're getting into some bigger beach break and stuff like that. Ideally, what kind of conditions should people be trying this out in for the first time?
I mean, flat water is the best option to start with. I mean, then you can really focus more on the Parawing than standing up on the board and get going. So when it's flat water, consistent around 80 to 20 knots for the 3 square meter, then you will have a lot of fun learning this sport. Because Laura and Flora, our team riders, they tried also in the first day. They had flat water, and after 1 hour they already could fly. So that's, I think, the best option. Also to start making the turns and trying to pack and stow the Parawing, it's the best when you do it on the flat water. So then you not get washed from the waves, and could easily stand up again. And I tried also this onshore condition. And it's really hard to get out. I mean, the best option is to stow your Parawing first somehow in your pocket, swim out just with paddling, and go as far out as you, that you have enough space before you go back to the shore. So then you swim out and can relaunch the Parawing, and then it's easy to foil there. And I was also in France on onshore condition, and it was really nice because you can go sideways, crossing the waves with the Parawing, then riding the waves down, and that was really amazing.
Very, very true. And obviously, we're starting to see some beginner tutorials out there helping people learn how to get up, how to go upwind, how to go downwind, how to do transitions. So obviously a bigger board and a bigger, like higher aspect foil at the start. You're saying something that'll glide almost with nothing would be the easiest way to get going.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, what about, and obviously, is there anything you want to touch on with the bridles or the kind of materials that you guys are using that makes it a bit unique? Does it dry a bit quicker? Is it a bit stiffer? Like what specifically, or if we can talk about it, because I'm fascinated about what kind of lines and stuff you guys are using for something like this. Just regular kite lines or whatever. It's all the same. There's nothing crazy out of that.
No, we have Dyneema lines without of cover.
Okay.
This is more stable from the tension and for the
that's not going
longer or shorter.
Yeah,
this is
it keeps the
less
length.
Stretch.
Yeah,
less
and
stretch.
The best on these lines, we do this not stitching, we do this splicing. And then you have not on the loops, you have not the double line. You can, when you pull the lines on your fingers, that you have a smooth bridle, a thin smooth bridle in the fingers gliding. Dyneema is a really nice gliding in the hands, and we have the loops or splicing. This is really, really soft in the hands. And there is the bridles was only the point of the development. But every day we need less lines.
Yeah, I was curious about that. Why there are so many?
Yeah, and I see this. I working many times a little bit as a paragliding teacher, and there we have all the paraglider for beginners, and we have newer paragliders. Newer paragliders have less line, and older paragliders have more lines. And the spaghetti was the same if you have 10 lines or you have 20 lines. You can make the same struggle with the 10 lines with the handles or with 20 lines. The best one is when you have more lines, you have more control on your Parawing. This is absolutely important in the back part of the lines for the steering of the paraglider.
So it'll hold it'll hold its shape better, and then it'll facilitate turning and more control with the more lines.
Yeah, I say you can do a little bit more. Was heißt verhedderen?
You get more tangled.
A little bit more tangled with more lines, or small tangles. When you have less lines, and then you can. When you have a tangle, then it's bigger. Mm-hmm. When we go with one line up, and then we go to two lines, and not next two lines, then you can in the same. And when you have a line from the bottom to the top, there is one line, and not a lot of knots who
get tangled as well.
Get tangled as well. And you have only on the brake, you have a better steering angle of the bridle, of the wingtips, for more control and more easier to steering this.
Mm. Like, obviously you guys have probably tested just one line that kind of comes in, and then the whole different bridle system, right? To see whether or not you could get away with like a 2-line kite system rather than more of a paragliding system. So that's what you're finding is the Parawing will fly better, more control, and then there'll be smaller tangles rather than a big, if that thing loops and saying you might not be able to get it untangled on the water with the fewer lines.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, I mean, you have this, as Patrick said, you have these points where you go away from different lines. I mean, you have one rope, it's going up, and then it goes out with two. And then you get tangled in between there, then you will struggle.
Yeah, then
you have really a tangling of the Parawing.
Or when the wingtips goes in this foul part in the back, then go inside, and then you bring this knot outside in the air.
For inverting and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, and we have by the restart with the 3 square meter Roger, we have no time. I have no time. See by you, does the bridles go at the lines, or bridles with the bridle this? Does this set knots when you do open? Also the bridle goes knots in himself, and this is the direction.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it actually opens better, because then when you don't have knots, they don't get tangled together. So it's easier to throw it and open it. Because when you have knots, you can tangle each other somehow. And then
that's what you're mentioning. Everything was spliced together rather than knots. Oh, that makes a huge... absolutely. There's less chance of it getting caught up on itself, 100%.
Yeah, that's one reason.
Yeah. On the bigger one, we work... the 4 square meter is finished, and there we have more lines on the canopy, or there from the size we have split this and have less lines, a little bit less lines on the A and then the B on the B level.
It's always a compromise somehow,
This is a good point. We say this. Everything in this is a compromise. In paragliding, we say handling, performance, and safety. That's the 3 parts of compromise. When you have a lot of control, a lot of performance, you have not so much safety, or you can do a great handling. When you build a wing with a lot of safety, or you have not so much power and not the performance for one wing, and not so fine handling. And this is the compromise from building paragliders or parawings. Or there on the parawings is more the handling, the performance, and the reopening and the turn when Balt says restart. She's parawing. The parawing was 180 degrees on the wrong side. The leading edge looks down, and the parawing turns automatically 180 degrees.
That's great.
And this is great. We have a lot of videos or turns. Michi make a turn. The parawing is on the back of him as one pocket, and the mark boop, and the parawing is on the perfect position over the top of Michi's head and flying. This is
just like chocolate. You guys just know what you're doing up there.
More or less. Not always. Yeah.
So how far?
It's a lot
How far
also
are
with
we?
pride.
Yeah. Yeah.
How far are we from backflip, front flips, like all that kind of stuff? Like obviously you guys are back most, which is pretty much
Yes.
there. Yeah, it's pretty much
I
there.
mean,
That is a backflip.
last time we went out with balls and we were pushing again, and I was missing somehow this feeling, and it was great again pushing each other because it's a new sport, so we can
Yes.
push again somehow in a with another sport actually, and we tried then already toe side back mob somehow. Weird stuff. We couldn't imagine what it was actually, but it was really interesting pushing each other, trying some style of winging into parawinging, and it was just amazing, this feeling. And we had really nice waves. We could combine stuff. We could pack the parawing, then riding waves, throwing again the parawing, flipping around, and yeah, it was just fun in the water. And yeah, we really enjoyed like the new sport. Yeah, brings new feelings, new experience out of you. And yes, I mean, in a week we have wind again. See already the forecast, and I was talking with Balz. Oh, Balz has to go to Italy, and then he said, maybe I go a day later to Italy because there is wind for Parawing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Last time they Balz to me, today I go parawinging. I must not inflate this. I can with my board, get my parawing. I'm not must pumping this up this much easier.
You can
Yeah,
get more
that's true.
comfortable again, right?
I
Yeah.
think this
Crazy.
this only point in the for I think for a kiter.
Yeah.
For short session in the evening on the lake on smooth evening thermal in the lake by us is you can
Just take your Parawing.
yeah,
go
you
out.
bring your foil on your board and parawing and go 1 hour. 1 hour after the work, a little bit.
And the craziest thing, we have a lot of boats in Switzerland, and now with the boats we can chase them like pirates. Then you take the
There you
Parawing,
go.
then bring it down, and then you surf the waves from the boat. And I did last summer. And I mean this summer, and it was really fun. So you're chasing now waves when there are no waves from the wind. So that's also a lot of fun.
You could steal some chocolate and go for a good ride. Not bad.
Yeah, and the people are having fun. Sometimes you get a beer from them, but
There you go.
usually they're just cheering and enjoy it. And
you can wake surf, and you need not a boat.
Yeah.
Some
that's
boat
true.
skipper don't like to chase behind them, but many like it and having fun and like to look what we do. And
Do you think the GWA will ever adopt this into a form of competition?
You mean PWA, Parawing Wing Foil Association?
Oh,
that was Paul's.
This is new. All right.
Yeah. I mean, Tom Hartwell, let's see.
Let's
if
see,
he
Tommy.
makes this PBA. I mean, curious about. Yes.
I'll send him an email after this. We'll ask him.
For sure. I mean, he will be also at both Düsseldorf, I think.
Yes, that's true.
GWA.
Yeah, they're doing contests
there.
there.
Yeah. So I'm really curious. And we want to try to do also parawinging in this pool. So let's see if this ventilator work in this pool. So maybe we get tangled with the lights in the hole there. Let's see.
As long as you just
safety area for 7 square meter.
Oh yeah.
As long as we don't just see you slowly lofting through the screen and onto the other side.
Oh yes.
No, not
above the hole. Yeah.
Not be
let's
good.
see.
So what you're saying obviously is because this thing is so close to you and the way it's made and fabricated, it's less likely for you to get lofted. But as soon as you get into a more of a paraglide / blow up kite / ram air kite, which the racers are using here, it produces so much power, and then you have a whole bunch of new safety considerations that you got to take into effect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pretty sure. I mean, the safety will be a really important thing when we have this kind of low kite.
Yeah. And I come from paragliding. There is safety is is the ones and only. There is
I can imagine.
There is another when there is when you do a wrong thing, then then you crash from 1,000 meters to the ground, and this is not.
Yeah, and you don't want to be the brand who someone's gonna die because you have forgotten the safety. You know.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
horrible. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's very true. Okay. Well, is there anything else you guys want to mention? That was a kind of cool little introduction to this thing, and I can't wait to get my hands on one and try it out.
For sure. We need to look that you get a Roger Parawing.
Yes, that would be fun, actually, because it's 6K downwind here and coming back up. I can make it, like I'm doing it with the wing right now, but it would be, I think it would be epic with one of those little things. So maybe we'll talk after.
For sure. I mean, they just arrived these days, our Parawing.
Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow come the first stock. Yeah.
And you guys will be at the boot, so Frank can check one out when you guys are there.
Yeah, we're going to be. I mean, you as well at the boot.
Yeah.
We were there like the last 3 years, and it was always fun enjoying this kind of pool because up there it's like outside 2 degrees, and then you go in the pool with board shorts and enjoy the pool. Yeah, that's really fun. I mean, there are a lot of pump foilers as well, and it's like a little circus there because you're playing around with wings, with paddle to get up. And next year or this year, which is coming, the boat, it's with Parawing. So we're curious what we're gonna do in this pool and how does the race will look like from the GWA. I mean, it's going to be more a fun event, and but for sure we want to have fun and enjoy it, and make a kind of show out of it for the people who are there.
Definitely. Well, I hope that goes well. Thanks, guys, for coming on and giving a bit of an intro, and I'm looking forward to seeing yours in more detail. And I don't know, hopefully get out to Switzerland eventually. My mom went there a couple of years ago and loved it. So it's definitely on the list to come out and try some of those. I'll bring my 15, 14 wetsuit because I think that's what you guys wear out there. So
more or less 14, 15. Yes.
I heard you were coming out with one that you could actually bend your elbows in. So that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, with heating system inside.
Heating. Excellent. Battery-powered heating system. Yes.
Yeah. That would be great.
But it must be pretty fun. Like, must be super fun, working on brand new ideas within this sport that people are going to have so much fun with.
Definitely. I mean, it makes fun for us, and we love to develop for others that they can have fun. And for us, it's just makes fun and other people have fun. So then you can enjoy it. And and
the party sim, can we do that more better? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Within, like, obviously we can't talk about.
I think we can decide the next Roger 4 square meter who comes in the next year. This more better profile. We have worked a little bit on the profile. Mm-hmm. We have worked on the completely every size who come as next. We working permanent at the products. And only on the wings. On every wing, we work when it's the first there. We work forward and forward and forward, and this process is never stopping.
Now,
and it's not only Parawing.
No, there's a lot of other things we're not allowed to talk about. But like with the profile, does the shape of it, does the cord, like the thickness of it, like what about all the chambers? Are there technical questions like that of making it fly better, generating more power? Like all those things are quite interesting as well. Like how did you, obviously that's the compromise of the performance, safety and control.
I mean, for sure, we've seen different brands already with different shapes of the nose. And I think this adjustment, you can develop a lot in performance with the nose profile. I mean, that's the only thing which brings you up and gives the lift. So if you have a good lift, then you have good performance. So look also at the nose profile or the leading edge profile. Yes, that's really important.
Yeah, and the front curve, when you look the Roger from the front, goes more down on the side, and this is on a single skin. You have more pressure outside, and you have more tension on the completely canopy.
Oh, okay.
So when
That's
you
how
make
that
when you
works.
make a flat paraglider, there's no tension to the left and to the right side, and this will collapse. And the more you give them the curve,
arch,
the curve to the arch of the wingtip, you have more pressure outside and more tension,
makes it more stable,
more control. This is
Oh,
or then a little
fascinating.
bit more lines. That's the compromise. This
Yes.
is
Yeah.
every day is on a wing or on a paraglider. This
there are compromises.
the best we say we look from paraglider. We look only at the glider on the Segelflüger. What's the glider? Not the motor glider. Normal the hi. What's the word? An airplane, a sail airplane, or or this has a long wing, absolutely high aspect, and this is this we cannot build on a paragliding. It's too big. We cannot do too much span on a wing. Then you have the wingtip in the water. We work only with compromise.
Oh, that's fair. Because if it's like 10 feet. If it's 10 feet, for example, long and it pulls down, like it's just going to be dragging the whole time.
Yeah. And the next one is when you have an area when the wing is flat on the ground, and you have an area when is the wing flight, and this is smaller. And there is when you will more power, it's the best when you have the completely area, and the flying area, it's the same or in the near. Or this you can do on an airplane or another thing, or not on a paraglider or there on a wing. Okay, you have a flat wing. This is the flat the area is the same when you have on the ground deflated or when it's in the air. And on the paraglider with the curve, you have more flat when it's on the ground as when it's in the air.
Yeah, because the profile will completely fill up and change, and then it's designing the right profile to get what you want. I see what you're saying.
Yes, and this is really interesting. We have no idea what for size gives the other brands. Is this the flat area or is this the flying area?
Oh, that's a good point.
I have no see, and this is
that's a huge impact.
This is on a pocket wing is this big number. Yeah.
I'm curious to see what's going to come out next year. And are you guys going to have it? Are you coming out to AWSI? Do you know if they're coming out in September, maybe?
I don't think so, but we'll see. Yeah, the next year is special.
We're really interesting. What do the other brands? We are looking every day on the internet. This looks interesting. Oh no, this looks not interesting. This is
it's really
this is the right way. I think this part can. This is it's only for us a little bit a challenge to look what do another.
It's
and then this is only we have this makes so the friendly fight, who is faster, who is better. This is
that's true. A little race to see who gets to the moon first. Well, yes. Will the Americans make it, or will be the Switzerlands? Yes.
I mean, it's good. This is how the sport is developing, and actually, it's so great we have Instagram for that point of view, because we never had such a huge development step than since we have Instagram or Facebook, whatever, because you always see what's going to happen. Back in the days, it was like, there was a magazine. Oh, there's something new. And then they saw it. And then it took a half year until someone developed another toy. And now with Instagram, you're so fast. It's so quick. So you just need to be quick on the market to be, on top of the brands, And it's like you can be today one of the first brand, but 2 months later, you're not anymore there because so many brands are there. That's the reason why we have to are still focusing on developing further with this project.
And see where it could go and what you like and what you don't like, and be a couple of years ahead just to stay within that popularity kind of scale.
For sure. I mean, BRM with Greg for sure. He's already on the next step of his kind of Parawing, and I'm curious how it will look, and I'm sure there is something coming new also from him. But that's nice because it's always kind of little challenge to see what's happening, and yeah, I love to see it. And at a certain point for the customer, they have to decide, okay, this is more my style or this is more my style. So I think when there are more brands, then you can also more decide what you want in kind of style.
And we have the important thing with Carl. We have a huge freedom what we do.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes. This is absolutely, Carl said, you have an idea, let's go.
Yes.
Awesome.
Or this is all is new, winging is new, Parawinging is new. There is the room for new ideas. And Carl said, no, stop, no, this is too early, or not do this, not. They say, mate, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we trust your judgment. The
first test with I sent Carl a video, or you sent a video from the first test from the yellow lime Parawing, what is for the school project, and we sent him the first video on the lake, and he called me and was on the Nachtessen,
on the dinner
with my girlfriend, and then calls Carl, and Carl. I say, Carl, I am on the eating, and they say, it's okay, eat, or tomorrow you build a Parawing. Let's go, do this. We need this. This is one video, one test, one video on the FC. And I said, let's go. Today is okay, you can eat, or tomorrow we need a Parawing. Let's do.
Okay, he said, like, focus on Parawing. Wing is now
Wing is dead.
Bring it a bit more back, and then focus on Parawing. Yeah.
Well, hey guys, thanks a lot for coming on and telling us and sharing this with us so early on. And I'm looking forward to having you back on. Maybe when you get some new kind of innovation that's out in the market, let us know. We'd be happy to chat with you again. But enjoy your Parawinging. And I guess I'll have to email Carl and get on that. And maybe I can get I'm here for another couple of months. So you never know. Might be able to get a bit of testing. I'm here till end of February. So 2 more months, I think. Yeah, 2.5 more months.
Great.
So I'll be able to get some. It's summer every day. Every day it's 25 degrees and not if you get a cloud in the sky.
Also with board shorts.
It's starting to get a little bit colder, but November till about for a month and a half I was in board shorts and a 2mm top. So
nice.
It was just so hot. I'm sorry, the water was just so warm.
So hot, and now it's snowing outside.
Yeah. Okay, we have from here 10 minutes.
I got a couch, guys. I got a couch.
In the mountains.
Come visit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
over some gear.
I mean, we're used to it, and I like this kind of different temperature and weather systems we have. That's the reason we have also a lot of wind systems here.
Very true. Yeah. And that's what I do miss the snow, and it is that's what we would ride. I would have a 654 with a hood and 5mm boots. That's nice to get. But you get some really good conditions in the fall in Ontario, and on Vancouver Island, if you ever want to be in the ocean, it's always that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's good that you guys are training in those conditions, because that's the stuff where you could actually have problems. If you're in 30 degrees, yes, you could have some issues. But imagine trying to fumble with something like that when it's 5 degrees out and it hasn't been tested in those conditions. So no wonder you have all the car manufacturers who are making tires. They're all testing their tires on ice tracks and all this stuff. It's not just sunny Caribbean roads. So it's important. It's important. So thank you for freezing for us.
Yes. It's okay. You get used to it, really.
Well, we should make you a little sign or something. So yes, I froze for you. Now enjoy my product.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. Yes. Cool.
All right, guys. Well, we'll chat next time. And this is coming in, I think, obviously, this is our Happy New Year. So Happy New Year's to the both of you.
Happy New Year, yeah. So great. Happy New Year.
And I wish you all the best.
Have a good year, El.
Yes, everybody tuning in, I wish you all a good year and more toys to come. So we're stoked and looking forward to chatting with you guys soon.
Cool.
All right, everybody.
All right.
Catch you in the next one.
Thanks a lot, Luke.